Hey guys, guess what? I'm wearing a dress today! Do you like it? I don't actually have a good reason for wearing it. It was my homecoming dress 2 years ago, and I felt like wearing it. You know, I think I was a little chubbier then. What do you guys think? Yeah? No? Maybe? I don't know. Anyhow, today I just want to do a quick video on some tips that I have for beginners. I haven't been raw for, that long, just like 2 years now-ish. So I don't know it all, but I do have a little bit of experience and I want to put that out there. I'll probably do a few more videos like this at some point with, new tips that I think of, but these are just what I've accumulated over the past few weeks. So first of all, if you're younger, like under 20, I'm 16, and you feel the need to have higher fat in your diet, go for it because your brain is still actually developing and it's going to need those lipids to something with nerve endings. I don't know, somebody described it to me really well, but yeah. But yeah, I find that I crave fat a little more. Like, I probably keep mine at 15% rather than 10%. As far as sources of fats, in my experience, nuts kind of suck. Like, they messed with my digestion, and they digested really, really slow. And they kind of gave me gas at times, and I'd be bloated, and it was just uncomfortable. And I can't say I've ever had that from avocados. So I definitely recommend getting most, if not all, of your fat from avocados. However, I want to add that by far the worst source of fat is definitely oil because it's refined and, you're not getting all the fiber and other nutrients and things with it. Okay, so this one's kind of generic, but I feel it needs to be said because I think it's a really good one and it's just important. Make sure that you surround yourself with lots of fruits that you really love to eat. Because when I don't have enough fruit, even I'm tempted to go back and eat some cooked potatoes or anything because my body needs calories and I'm like, I need to get those calories, But when I have some delicious fruit instead, I can be like, that stuff's gonna make me feel like crap, so I'm gonna eat my yummy juicy fruit. Next, don't be afraid of overeating. You can't overeat on a fruit diet. Like, there's so much water content and fiber, and just the fact that the calories are not refined and processed, like they're not concentrated enough that you could eat too much. Like, if you want more fruit, eat more fruit. That's the beauty of the diet. Your body knows what it needs, and it's going to ask you for what it needs, especially as it gets cleaner and purer. You'll get more in touch with that. Okay. So, kind of going off of the last one, make sure that you're eating enough. You see people all the time who are like, oh, veganism made me sick and emaciated and I don't like it. Well, the thing is, unprocessed plant foods have a much lower caloric density than processed foods and meats and things because those are high in fat and stuff. Anyhow, yeah, lower caloric density. So you're going to need to eat huge volumes of food, and starting out, a lot of people aren't used to that. So you kind of need to train your body and, learn to listen to your body and eat whenever you're hungry. Don't limit ever because you run the risk of having, deficiencies. So another thing that you need to eat a lot of is greens. Eat as many greens as you want. Don't force yourself to eat them, but eat as many as you want, like, seriously. Also, this is pretty cool. If you're craving salt, eat greens, because greens contain a much healthier and easier to absorb by your body kind of sodium than table salt. And also, table salt has a lot of really negative qualities, which I will probably get into eventually in a later video. We'll see. As far as dressings for the salads, like if you need something other than just plain greens, which most people, especially starting out, do, you definitely want to try and keep the no vinaigrettes or especially creamy dressings. That's all icky. And there's going to be lots of oil, which will make you feel like crap, and there's going to be salt, which will make you bloat, and that's just no fun. So Google like fruit-based raw vegan dressings or something, or I will be doing a video on my favorite way to eat greens shortly. And I also plan on doing a video on one kind of salad dressing that I found that is good, but it doesn't get all watery and smoothie-like a lot of raw vegan dressings do. I will, stay tuned for that. So I think this one's kind of important because I know there are a lot of people who feel like they couldn't do 100% raw. Most raw vegans don't eat 100% raw. I know there are some out there like Frederick Patnode and Durian Rider who, they admit it, it's not a big deal. And then there are other big raw food names who I've heard from close friends of them that, they're not always 100% raw. And it's not because they need the cooked food or anything, it's just that socially sometimes it's easier not to always eat raw, Also, when there's no fruit available, even I drink pasteurized orange juice a lot. I love pasteurized orange juice. I can't do fresh, I don't know why. But, anyhow, don't worry about eating some cooked sometimes. Just try to keep it high raw and always vegan. Or if you can, always do vegan even. Just keep it high vegan and try to keep it as whole and unprocessed and high carb, low fat as you can, It's basically, it's important that you realize that it's a series of steps and it's not an all or nothing thing. So yeah, basically I just think it's really important that you do what's right for you and what feels right for you because, your body isn't accustomed to eating all raw. So if you try to push yourself and you make it really hard and you're not enjoying it at all, you're going to be really tempted to just quit altogether and go back to SAD, and none of us want that. So it's okay to go in steps. Just realize that every step is better than where you started, and you can stay there for as long as you want. It took me 3 years since going vegan to get here, and now that I'm here, I feel amazing, but I felt pretty good at all the other steps too. Go at your own pace. Next, educate yourself. Watch the movie or documentary Earthlings, and Forks Over Knives is another really good one. And read 80-10-10, which I actually haven't done. I should get on that. Because if you know why you're doing this, you're obviously going to be a lot more likely to stick with it and not just be like, And it'll be a lot harder for people to dissuade you from the diet if you know the facts and you know what you're doing, obviously. Try smoothies. I personally am not a fan of smoothies. I don't know, I don't like the consistent texture or something, whatever. But I know that a lot of people really love them, and it helps them get a lot more fruit in. And also greens, you can mix greens up in them with fruit, and you can't even really taste the greens. And also they can give them to friends and coworkers and things, and coworkers will try them, and they'll be like, whoa, I actually kind of like this food. And, it's a good way of introducing them to the fact that vegan doesn't always suck and it's not all just lettuce. So yeah, I know that a lot of people have great success with smoothies. So if you think that that would be something that you might enjoy, I definitely recommend trying it. Alright, so my final tip for you is just listen to your body. Really pay attention to how you feel after eating certain things, both emotionally, mentally, and physically, because those are all really important factors. And as your body gets more accustomed to eating a whole, raw, plant-based diet like it was designed to, your body's going to get better and better at sending you those signals, and you'll get better and better at receiving them and understanding what they mean. So, it's just going to get easier as you go out. And be careful not to be too stuck on diet dogma. Use them as guidelines, what works for other people. But really, you need to do what your body asks you to do for it, because your body is different at different times. Everybody's different. Everybody's going through different things and so on. Alright, so those were my excellent beginner tips. I hope at least a few of them were helpful to you maybe. Have a great day and enjoy your fruit.